everybody, this is Summer Ghost from the Discord. I'm finally back doing the YouTube, which is really exciting. I was sick for a while. I had fluid behind my eardrum, and that was really painful, and the medication I was taking for it made me really sick and dizzy all the time, just in general, so it was really difficult to do anything. But here I am. I'm really excited to be back. I've got lots of things going on. I'm going to do announcements at the end of the video, so stick around for that. And today, I plan on doing a how to play Vagabond video. I especially want to do strategy videos in the future, and so I think that it's best to lay a good foundation for the channel in general. And since this is the community channel, I think it makes sense to have how-to videos of all of the games, and these videos are not meant to compete with Vagabond Pai Sho in any way. They're meant to be a partner, another perspective perhaps, and another way to explain how to play the game. So with that, let's get started. Okay. Here we are. This is the beginning of a Vagabond game. I'm going to be playing against myself since the AI for Vagabond is totally random, which makes it pretty easy if you know what you're doing. But I'm going to be playing in such a way so that I can explain what every tile means, and not necessarily for strategies. I'm going to leave strategies for a totally different video. A little bit might come in, but don't worry about that. So, here we are. Because I'm host, I'm playing white, and then of course there's black, and you have options to change the tile and the board design, but I like this one. So I'm going to start out and play a bison, which, as you can see, can only be played in these temples, these red triangles off the sides of the board. That's where they start out. It's the only piece that starts there. And it's going to ask me, do you want to create a game? There's a couple different options. I'm going to choose no local game, which will also show you how to play against the AI, which I'm not going to do. But so you hit that, and then random AI is up here, which is helpful when you're first starting at least. But I'm going to say that I'm going to be both black and white right now, so black is also going to come out with a bison, which is great, you know. This is a really common opener, the bison opener, which we'll definitely talk about in the strategies video. So the next thing, important to note, is look how far a bison can move. We've got this whole range. It can move up to 6 spaces, which is quite large. So I'm going to come out all the way here. And so what you're going to see now is when I try to move this bison, it actually can't move as far as the other one. And the reason is because bison have a territory. So as you can see, when I click on this, you can see this is what's considered the bison's territory, and enemy bison can't enter it. So if this ends here, and I click on this one, of course, you see that it can't go in. So that's something interesting about bison, is they can't really conflict with each other. And I'll show you a way to kind of get around that, but for now I'm going to move this bison here. And here's something that's an interesting thing to do. This is not how I would play the game, but if you put a bison here, what I want to show you is that, of course, because of the territory of this bison can only move like to here. It's very, very limited. But this bison, it can't right now because of a rule that I'll explain later. But if the Lotus tiles had been played, this bison can actually jump back into the gate to capture this bison because it doesn't have a territory yet. That's important. When bison are in a gate, they have not yet established a territory. They have to leave it. So instead, as black, I'm going to show you that if you put this chrysanthemum here, we call them chrysanthemums or sometimes freeze flowers, because what they do is freeze the bison. So now that this chrysanthemum is here, I can't move this bison at all. It's totally frozen. And now this bison has its entire territory. It's not limited anymore because this bison has basically been just totally nullified. It's, you know, almost as if it's not on the board. So the next thing that the host might do, you could play another chrysanthemum, but I think I've pretty much explained what chrysanthemums do, so I'm going to go ahead and do something else and play perhaps a fire flower. Yep. So they're called fire lilies, but we also call them fire flowers because it's like a little bit simpler. They're called either way, so it doesn't really matter. But what this fire flower does is it enables deployment on your next turn of the dragon. So I'm just going to go ahead and start showing you what the wheel does. So if you put the wheel here, for example, there we go. So now you can see the wheel's range of movement is actually limited, almost like a bishop in chess, to these lines, or these diagonals almost, since the whole board is diagonal. It can only move up and down. And something that's also important to note is that these wheels, you can either place them on the same line or on opposite lines. So if I place this wheel here, you can see that these are totally opposite. So these wheels will never intersect and they'll never be able to capture each other. I think that is a really interesting piece of the game, and it's something that can be confusing at first, so remember to keep that in mind. Here's just a little bit of strategy. It's often a good idea to keep your wheels until the very end, after the lotuses have been played, for example, and it's just like, because then you can use them to make your opponent make tough decisions, and that is always fun. So it's a powerful piece, definitely don't discount it. So now it's the guest's turn, and the guest is going to come out with a badger mole, because I'm showing you how all these pieces work. And so what the badger mole does is it's going to protect a flower, any flower tile. So the badger moles can be used on the freeze flowers, the fire lilies, and the white lotus. And what it does is it just means that if something tries to capture the flower tile, they can't. They have to capture the badger mole first. So there's 2 more turns, or more if you have 2 badger moles on one flower. So now that it's the host's turn, I'm going to go ahead and throw out the dragon. The dragon is really cool, I think, but it is tethered to this fire lily. So you can play the dragon anywhere in this square around the fire lily. And it can jump over, so if I click on the dragon, it can always jump anywhere. Anywhere in here, which is pretty cool. So now that it's the guest's turn, they're going to go ahead and play their lotus, which isn't necessarily a good move, but like I said, I'm trying to show you how to play. I'm just explaining all the pieces and what they do. So now that the lotus has been played, things can start getting captured. Something that's really, really interesting to note is if you have played your white lotus, you can start capturing flower tiles. So because they've played their white lotus and this fire lily isn't protected, they could move their wheel here, and if the host didn't notice, they could easily just capture this fire lily, and then the dragon would be totally useless. Once the fire lily's gone, you can't move the dragon anymore. Playing the lotus kind of, because you can capture tiles but your opponent can't, it means that your opponent is going to play their lotus as well, so that it's more even and you can both capture all of the tiles, because you cannot capture non-flower tiles until both lotuses have been played. I think that's an interesting element of the game. So the host is now probably going to place a badger mole here, and this badger mole protects it, so there's no point in moving this and capturing the fire lily. So they're going to probably throw out a fire lily as well. I'm not really thinking about placement again. Like I said, I want to be able to show you how everything works. This isn't necessarily a good game. Yeah. Okay, but now it's the host's turn again, and the host is going to come out with their White Lotus, which they're going to put right on this Vagabond. So that means that the Lotus is protected, and because the Lotus is here, you can see that it is being protected by this dragon. And if I can, if I were to capture these pieces, it would then be protected by this bison as well. Also, 2 friendly bison can share a territory, so I'll show that soon when I move that out. So the guest, I guess they'll probably place their dragon there, which strategy-wise isn't necessarily the best idea right now, but go for it. And then the guest is going to throw their bison out here, and so that's kind of how it all works. Those are all of the pieces, at least. I've explained them. And so now I'm going to just finish out the game a little bit. The way that capturing works is you just move a tile to sit on top of another, so I could use this to capture this wheel. Bam, gone. So totally captured that, the host's wheel, but the host can then come and capture this, and now, this is vulnerable. Something to note though is that this wheel is still here, so let's say that the guest went ahead and played a bison there. The dragon takes the chrysanthemum, then the wheel takes the dragon. But this is a trade-off. It's the host can now take, the host cannot take the wheel because it's in the territory of the enemy bison. Something to always watch out for. That's really cool that you can see that. So the host is gonna go ahead then, and okay, so now you can see that these 2 bison are clearly inhabiting the same territory, so that's helpful. And that is how the game is won. You just capture the opponent's White Lotus, which I think is really cool because, you have to play the White Lotus to capture anything. So there it is. And that's pretty much the game. There's a lot of really cool strategies that you can employ, and I really, really enjoy playing it. And I didn't necessarily play a game like I would play here. Also have to keep my own strategies secret. But, I hope that this was informative. I at least tried to explain how all of the pieces work. And, if you have any questions, you can ask me or anybody else in the Discord. So, yeah, okay, with that, announcements. Obviously, the first announcement is that I am back. Yay! I have a lot of stuff going on. I'm really busy now, especially now that I'm feeling better. I got an internship as a content editor at a publishing company, which is really, really cool. Yay me. But I'm still excited to be here and to do everything. I just might need a little bit of help. So if anybody is interested in helping me run the YouTube, I would love to talk to someone and maybe pick either 1 or 2 people that I feel would be really good fits and really trust. And if you don't get picked, please don't worry about it. I'm just trying to do what's best for the YouTube channel, especially since I have so many projects going on. But yeah, so with that being said, we're going to move forward with the bending skits video. I am absolutely going to once I announce this video, I'm going to put the Google Doc for the submissions up there. So if you want to see yourself bending on screen, absolutely sign up. We're going to have a compilation of all members of this community that want to participate doing some kind of martial art. Please keep it avatar styled, like you know, waterbending is based off of Tai Chi, so maybe look up some Tai Chi movements, or someone in the Discord even posted bending scrolls from the show, which is so cool, and if you want to do one of those moves, absolutely do it. So I'll be pairing with Halon Kaiser, I hope I said that right, from the Discord. He'll be doing the editing, which is really cool. Thank you so much. And please keep submissions to maybe under a minute or so. And make sure, if you can, record with a tripod so that the camera is still. And if you don't have a tripod, maybe look at ways to just make sure that your camera is stable. That'll be really, really helpful. And, you know, you get to choose which element you're doing, but if there are any elements that are lacking, then it would be nice to have people who are willing to switch. Like, I would love to do firebending, but honestly, I'd be willing to do any of them. So, I mean, yeah, that's just... I think it's going to be really, really cool once we finally get it all together. And I again apologize for not getting this out sooner. I was just really, really sick. So, yes, if you liked this video, if you are part of the Discord, please like it and let me know if I did a good job. It takes a lot of effort to do these, and your support means the world to me. And, you know, definitely subscribe, because we'll be doing some really cool things on the channel. And make sure to go to Scud's Patreon and support him. Without him, none of this would have ever existed. We wouldn't have this community, we wouldn't have this YouTube channel, and we wouldn't get to play this awesome game. And I know that he would absolutely love your support. So please go ahead and do that. And with that, you know, I think that's everything. Make sure to like and subscribe. Again, I'm not a YouTuber, so I'm not good at that, but I think it would be just great. So, okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!